Holy huge news for 2x KO. Patch notes just came out, and with it, it's been revealed that not only are we getting TEEMO on October 7th, we're also getting Warwick. This is super hype. Oh, that's awesome. That means next year we're going to get another additional 5 characters, I think. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But along with that, there are a ton of changes. And I've started reading through this, and I just wanted to, let me do a quick react. One of the biggest changes that I didn't know was coming is there's a bunch of information here on Warwick. Just going to scroll down to the patch changes. New combo trials, over 250 combos. Knew this was coming. I was very excited. We saw the frame data bar. That's awesome. I've been having a lot of questions for specific labbing things. New stages, ranked, adjustments. But what really, everything's in this picture. I have that posted. Is core gameplay. You can now take actions in midair after blocking attacks. The 2 attacks they mention are Vi's Crater Maker. I think that's her little blue explosion on the floor. And more so Blitz's Air Grab. After blocking Blitz's Air Grab, you couldn't really do much. But the interaction I'm really worried about if this change is previously when someone jumps in and blocks, if you anti-air, you don't get punished for it because they're just stunned, unless they land as you anti-air. Now I'm afraid that if they just jump in and block and you anti-air, they can punish you with an air attack. And I really, some characters, they just press anti-air into special and they get a combo. Like Braum, for example, he does down heavy into special 1. And on block, it's safe, meaning he's not going to be affected by this change as much. But certain characters, you have to kind of react to if they block or hit your anti-air. And if this change, I think going for anti-airs is going to be very risky on those characters now. And I don't really like the idea of people just jump blocking in and getting free pressure. I don't know. I really liked how the neutral was playing out in this game, other than maybe 2 times being a bit annoying, but it was looking like it was shaping up to be a really fun game. So I'm worried about this change because it's like the game just came out, but I already feel like it's so good that a big change like this, it's going to toss up a lot of things. Along with that, there's a bunch more additions to frontal vulnerability and air-to-air changes. Big thing that they mentioned they're going to change is they nerfed break in a couple of ways, meaning that you no longer, hopefully meaning, I don't know by 10 frames how much that's going to change. Previously, you break on a lot of characters a fast dash speed. You could just run up and get a free meaty and start your pressure, and it didn't feel very fun. Hopefully now it's closer to you breaking and it resetting back to neutral, which is maybe at a slight advantage, but that's what it should be. You shouldn't just be able to run up in meaty. Another big change, but I like this one. I don't think it's too consequential, is retreating guard can no longer be done by holding down back. When you're retreating guard, you're not supposed to be able to block low, and there was an option select by holding down back, which blocks low, and mashing the dash button. And it wasn't causing any problems yet, but they wanted to prevent this, and it kind of reinforces that idea that I'm not going to be blocking low if I'm retreating guarding. So the input should just be back anyways. It's going to make it a bit harder just to hold down back and mash retreating guard, but I think that should be intentional. Assist cooldown, this is kind of a quality of life change. I never noticed this, but I think during my labbing I noticed sometimes you couldn't use tag launcher when your assist wasn't on screen. That's because there was a 30 frame gap of them going off screen and it starting the cooldown. Now you'll be able to assist slightly more often, 30 frame gap every time you do stuff. But along with you being able to assist technically more often, both double down, I'm just going to scroll down. These are a lot of minor changes. I'm more curious about the bigger character changes. I think those change a lot. But the fuses, double down and 2x, are like freestyle now, that when you activate them, it increases the cooldown of assist by 4 seconds. So overall, there's going to be less assists, I think, or more purposeful assists. 2 times was a bit cheap and neutral for sure, especially with assists like my time. It's just being you run away or you stall for time and you call your assist. Now, I feel like they didn't. We'll see what the character changes are, but I feel like Echo was just really able to stall for time super easily with Time Winder, or Ari was very good at stalling. So now they're just gonna have to stall for longer to get their assist, I feel like. But we'll see what they change. There's a bunch of Juggernaut, Double Down. Double Down has more damage scaling. That's pretty big. They fixed Jinx and Alawi's super. That wasn't scaling properly in Double Down combos. And there's some minor changes that I never noticed, like handshake tag no longer preventing gray health from being accumulated. I didn't know that was a thing. But the big ones are the champion adjustments. I have not seen these yet. and I'm really interested. I'm going to start from the best characters to the worst characters. So let's start off with Yasuo. This guy has probably had the most changes. We recently reduced Yasuo's damage to be more in line with other champions. We're happy with the results, and his win rate remains strong. However, Yasuo is still cheating the system in ways that other champions could not. He could double down for free in the corner. He had incredible solo combos. He could just, his off the ground was crazy. He could just whiff into stance over and over again. We added recovery to some moves that were too difficult to punish. That's a good step. That's what I was just saying. He just needs recovery on whiff. That's all he was missing. But if he still can go to stance, we'll see. When Yasuo misses his opponent, Yasuo will have to place his shots more carefully if he wants to hold down the neutral. Alright. Light now has a custom hurt box. Yasuo down light was going underneath attacks unintentionally. Yasuo's crouching jab is quite strong, and we don't want him low profiling with this. This is actually the case of a lot of low lights. If you go and turn on hurt boxes in the lab, currently, while the game's offline, I'm not sure if they're going to change this for everyone, but everyone, when you press down light, will lower their hitbox. And I saw, I think Hikari or someone has started abusing this. When people were jumping in, he would do a down light, and people would whiff their air attacks. It was pretty ridiculous. Mid-air, down heavy, hit stun has been decreased late into combos. Okay. That's fair. He could always just down heavy, and maybe this will reduce his combo damage. I personally was okay with him having really good combo damage. I just felt like he was too good at everything else. Really, I just want to have whiff lag on things. So let's see what they added whiff lag on. Special 2 and mid-air special 2 are now active for 2 more frames, and the frames between each hit increased from 2 to 4. Are now more active for 2 more frames. Isn't this going to make combos easier with the turbulent wind? Mid-air, down heavy, mid-air special, Ormit is no longer guaranteed, which helps shorten it. Okay, so you're going to see a lot less down heavy, but I think the main reason his combos were so long is because of the utility of special 1 and special 2, and just being able to juggle people multiple times in the air. I personally don't mind people having high damage combos, but it's not fun to be comboed for like 30 seconds every match, so I prefer if they just had higher damage and a little bit less time. Maybe this goes for that, we'll see. This definitely helps shorten it, I just don't know by how much. Nerfs. Wind wall has now increased frames, it was 29, now it's 33, so 4 longer frames. Yeah, I don't know why this character was zoning so well, but again, he just feels like he has everything in his kit. It seems like a design flaw for me, but that's okay. I don't really... This is nice, but not gonna break or make the character. I feel like now that double down has been nerfed, Yasuo might even be stronger, because he's able to just double down on his own. He doesn't... Like, the synergies with 2 times assists and double down between your character and other characters has been nerfed. So a character that's able to stand on his own might be stronger now. I'm not sure. Light no longer forces a light. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Where's the whiff lag? I'm just skipping through this. Health has been reduced. That's fine. I don't really know why he was so tanky, but now he's not the tankiest character in the game. It makes sense. Live October 9th. Oh. So this is not going to be live tomorrow. There's like a second patch coming forward, and this is some sneak peeks. So this is like a mini patch. And a bigger patch is going to be on the 9th. Frame data nerfs. Downlight, increased recovery. It was 0 on block and is now -1. Let's go. It was +1. He had the best jab in the game because it was +1 on block and you could just stagger pressure with it. I didn't really know why he had this like good jab game. It didn't really make sense design-wise for what Yasuo is as a character. So I'm glad it's not +1 anymore. I don't think it was that strong against players I played, but it didn't really make sense to me for him having a really good jab game along with everything else. Medium recovery has been increased by 2 frames. That's fine. 2 frame recovery is gonna... I mean, his medium was already kind of feeling a bit bad on whiff, as it should, but this will help with for sure. Light attacks are 6 frame startup, should not be plus, a severe drawback. Yeah. That's correct. Certain characters, I feel like Vi, they're like more of a boxer and they're up close. I get why their light attacks are super good. However, Yasuo, that was not the case. He has really good range. No reason for his light attacks to also be strong. Midair down heavy has been increased by 6 frames. That's huge. All right. His cross up stuff might be punishable now. Or he goes for an overhead into the double overhead of down heavy. I have no idea to see how this plays out, but down heavy has been nerfed a lot. Not only can't you use it in combos now as much, I mean, this is probably why, because it's just 6 frames. 6 frames is quite a bit. Steel Tempest, 2x special 1, recovers. Recovery has been increased by 8 frames. Okay, so it's slower, got it. 8 frames is also good. You can no longer just play neutral or spamming special 1. Thank God for the Braum players out there. Yeah, they explained the changes. I agree. Mid-air, startup is increased by 1. Okay, so light and medium and down heavy have taken a hit. Special 1 into Special 2 has been changed from +2 on block to -7 on block. Yasuo should not be plus when this happens. Are bad. Huh. Settling Gale. I'm not sure what that's about, but that's a huge change. I'm not I didn't play Yasuo all that much. I just watched him a lot in tournaments, and I played a lot against him. Warwick here. The wolf is among us. All right, next up, I think the second strongest character, maybe top 1, maybe top 2, depending on who you ask, is Echo. So we think Echo is strong. We want to tone him down. He's been getting nerf after nerf ever since he came out. He just has such a cool design, but it definitely seems super hard to balance. And a big part of that, in my opinion, is his Time Winder. His projectile he doesn't need to have such a good projectile. His rewind and his mix-up game is already so good. I'm hoping they also made it that when you whiff a grab, you can't teleport. That was ridiculous. But we're taking away the power from Time Winder. Time Winder is now riskier to use. Please, he shouldn't be able to stall out the game. He already has such a good assist. Decent combos, not the best solo combo damage, but it's mainly his mix-up game that was just really good, and it should be good. It's kind of the core character design. Okay, his assist got nerfed. My time Hurtbox has been increased and now extends in front of Echo. Okay, so you can kind of hit him out of it. But the base assist is still very fast. It still has good range. I don't think this is going to come into play that much. Chrono Strike assist hitbox has been slightly reduced. Okay, never mind. They did nerf the hitbox, so that's nice. Don't know by how much, obviously, but slightly. I was okay with him having a good assist. So this seems like a not. He didn't seem like he got dumpstered. He still is probably gonna have a really good assist, but a slight nerf. Mid-air, Chrono Strike, pushback, apply to Echo. Okay, they made some combo adjustments for consistency. That's nice. Bug fix, and now for the bigger patch notes. Mid-air, Time Winder S1 now falls slightly slower. This increased its recovery by 4 frames on average. Okay, that's great. So you can't just jump away in Time Winder as much. You can jump in on him on reaction, probably be slightly plus, maybe? Not sure. Special has been increased by 6 frames. It is 41 frames. It was 41, now it's 47. Okay, so he can't. 6 frames, I don't know how much this is going to be in game, but it should be slightly easier to get on him. Mega Time Winder, lock time has been reduced by 2 frames. Sure, I didn't really think this super was a problem. Throw advantage has been reduced by 2 frames. Disabled it. I don't know what this 1 frame link combo is. Special 2. Not sure. Someone's gonna have to explain to me what this is about. Tangled Timeline super now ends with Echo. Oh, okay, I see. This is his super. So you could do a combo that uses super that gives him infinite rewinds and then continue the combo. We decided to remove it for everyone's sanity. Oh, that's a shame. Maybe not. Echo's able to perform a get up attack replay while he was in Tangled Time. Yeah, he could get up attack invincible and then rewind, which was ridiculous. but they did not remove the ability to whiff a grab and replay. Okay, one step at a time, I guess. Running heavy can no longer be canceled midair. Echo got some slight nerfs. None of these, they did say this patch is going to be slightly smaller, nothing huge, but it definitely feels like they know what is too strong, and they're kind of doing a cautious approach, which I like. I don't want them just to like shotgun every character and just like toss up the meta, because I feel like the game is actually in a really good spot. And the biggest thing I'm worried about is new character balance and how they're going to do that while keeping this kind of nice balance that like this quality that we have right now. It's gonna be hard when they add more stuff to the cup. Okay. Well, those are the biggest things I want to talk about the patch notes. There's so much more. There's so many skins that have been announced. I'm super excited. I have plans to release a edited kind of beginner guide to how to parry every character. I wasn't sure if I wanted to wait for TEEMO to come out when I released that, or now WARWICK, but I think I'll try and release that today in time for early access, and then make a second video on how to parry WARWICK and TEEMO. Man, I'm excited. This is really cool. I can't wait to hop on the game, and I hope you guys are excited as I am. Peace.